This video shows you how to turn any low NPC into a beast by adjusting your Windows settings, Nvidia control panel, and showcases my brand new free tweaking utility. Make sure to subscribe for weekly Valorant guides and enter the Christmas giveaway on the community Discord. Now let's get started. Alright, so let's get started, and the first thing I always do in any of my videos is we're gonna create a system restart point. For this, we're gonna go over to the advanced system settings, go to system protection, and click on create. And now you can enter any name. If this is grayed out for you, click on configure, turn on the system protection, assign some space, hit apply, and then you will be able to click create, enter anything like FPS boost, create, and it's creating a restart point. After a few seconds, you should be good to go. The restart point was created successfully. We click close, and we're not done in the system properties yet. Go over to the advanced tab, click on performance settings. By default, it is that Windows chooses what's best for my computer, but we don't want this. We want the best performance. Select this, hit apply. Now we're going to continue in the Windows settings, and as I mentioned before, it's really important that you stick till the end and follow each single step to achieve the best performance and lowest input delay. So we're going to go ahead, go over to the gaming tab, click on game bar, and make sure that your game bar is actually toggled off. If you're on Windows 11, go to the game mode and make sure the game mode is enabled. You can also open up the captures tab and make sure that this is turned off, since for some of you it probably clips stuff in the background which also uses resources, and we don't want this, so make sure this is turned off. Now the next thing we're going to do is under system, and in the display tab, select your main monitor where you're gaming on. If we go on advanced display, that shows the proper refresh rate here, since sometimes by default it is still set to 60 and your monitor allows more. If you check this, we can go back in the display tab and now click on graphics. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click on browse, since we need to add the game. We're going to locate our game where it is installed. By default, or for the majority of you, it's probably going to be on C, Riot Games, Valorant, Live, and now you're going to select the Valorant.executable file, but also the shipping executable file. So still in this directory, click on shooter game, binaries Win64, and select the Valorant Win64 shipping executable file. And what you're going to do is we're going to click on options, and we don't want Windows to decide if it uses power saving or high performance. We always want high performance, so we click on save. Also set this for the bootstrap packaged game, save, and now we're good to go. And we're going to continue in the change default graphics settings and make sure that hardware accelerated GPU scheduling is enabled. Optimizations for Windows games should be turned off. It's still in the system tab. We're going to continue with the storage sub tab, and I want you to clean your temp files, since I know a bunch of people who never clear their temp files, and this actually also make sure that you always have at least 50 to 100 gigabytes free on your C drive where the game is installed. Otherwise, it could impact your whole performance of the device. For me, it looks good. Actually 35 gigabytes in temp, so I'm going to clear this now. I see a lot of files in the recycle bin. Make sure that you don't select the downloads folder if you got some important files in your download folder. I'm actually the type of person who stores files in their downloads folder, but we can actually clear the temporary Windows installation files. After you selected all the things you want to clear, hit the remove files button, continue, and now it just finished cleaning up and purging all the temp files. Now we're almost done on the Windows settings. Last thing is under personalization, and go over to background, and in here a lot of people have by default the Windows Spotlight or Slideshow, which uses Windows servers to change your background while you're even playing, and we don't want this, so either set a picture or a solid color. And since I'm using Wallpaper Engine, I recommend everybody to go over, if you're playing, to either pause Wallpaper Engine. If you go in your background processes right here and right click on this, either pause it or quit it completely. Quit is obviously the best solution, but pausing also does the job for the majority of you. Next really important thing is we're going to go over to the power plan settings, enter power plan, go on edit power plan, which opens up the control panel for you, and in here go over to the power options. And for me, currently I'm using the Frozen Ultimate Power Plan, which I'm about to show you, but by default your device is probably set to balance, which is recommended. And also make sure that you don't got overheating issues with your device. If you're on a laptop which overheats pretty fast, don't do this and keep it on balance. But if you're on a desktop, I recommend everybody to select high performance, or also go with my custom power plan, which is the best performance power plan. And this also brings us to the next part of this video, my free tweaking utility called Frozen Tweaks, which is available for completely free. Link is down in my description. What you're going to do here is you can just click on download now, and this is going to download the Frozen Tweaks latest version. You can just double click on it to open it up, and this is going to open this login screen. You can create an account for completely free on the website and then just use it to enter here, log in, and you're going to see this dashboard in which we got some system usage stats, also the active tweaks I'm currently using. Then we got a one-click suite, which is for premium or elite users, but we don't actually need this. Only if you want to boost your device to the next level. Feel free to also check out the pro or elite plan. We also got a Frozen AI tab, which is also for pro and elite. Also game profiles. That will add a lot of more games really soon. But for now, I'm showing you the tweaks catalog, which also offers a bunch of free tweaks, which are pretty good. You can also create presets, share them with your friends, play around with this. It is really easy to use. As you can see right now, I disabled Cortana on my device and also optimized my Windows Power Plan, which you already saw in my power options. But all you gotta do is search for Windows Power Plan or just Power Plan, then you should be able to see this, and you can simply toggle it or also revert it with a single click. There we go. We successfully applied the power plan, and you can just scroll through this and play around with this. Also disable power throttling, disable game DVR and the game bar. You can tweak your Windows Windows, or also go over to the debloat tab and debloat your system by disabling the Xbox services completely from your system, also the Windows error reporting, background apps which are running. You can also remove Microsoft Edge and Edge updates, which also auto run in the background while you're even playing, so make sure to check this out. You can also disable the Windows Spotlight, and all of this within a single click, so make sure to check out Frozen Tweaks. There are going to be a lot of more tweaks in the near future. So if you got any question or feedback regarding this app, make sure to join the community Discord server and let me know. The next part is for Nvidia users out there. If you're not using it, use the timestamps to skip through to the game settings for Valorant. But if you got an Nvidia GPU, right click on your desktop, open up the Nvidia control panel, agree and continue. If you never used it, by default you're going to see this dashboard, and we're going to go to the adjust image settings with preview and use my preference, emphasizing, and by default this is set to quality, but as I mentioned before, we want performance. To go over to quality, hit apply. Next tab is the manage 3D settings tab, and in here you can just copy my settings for the certain features, and I'm just going to scroll slowly through all these settings, so make sure to pause and compare them with yours. Most important ones are basically that you set all these to off. OpenGL GDI compatibility should be set to prefer performance, as long as the OpenGL rendering GPU should be set into your certain one. The power management mode should prefer the maximum performance. Refresh rate should be set to highest available. Any texture filtering quality should be set to high performance instead of quality. Once you set all of them, you're basically already done in the Nvidia control panel. Just a small thing I recommend every Valorant player is that you go over to the adjust desktop color settings, select your monitor you're playing on, and increase the digital vibrance from 50 by default to maybe 75, 80, or even 100%, which makes your game way more vibrant. Once again, this does not improve your performance at all, it's just a preference thing. Now that we're in game, let's go over to our Valorant settings, and we're gonna start in the video settings. In here, I recommend everybody to set the display mode to either windowed full screen or full screen. There are a bunch of pros who also play in windowed full screen, not only full screen, so it's basically up to you, but I still recommend full screen as it guarantees the lowest input delay possible. The FPS should never be limited except the max FPS always, and these should be set to the certain one you achieve based on your refresh rate of the monitor. So for example, I have 240, so I'm gonna set this to 240, or you could also slightly do above it, so we could also do 300. Just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna keep this off so you can see the actual amount of FPS I get. Nvidia Reflex low latency should be set to on plus boost, and then we can continue with the graphics quality tab, and in here I want to make sure that the multi-threaded rendering is set to on, and of course all these quality settings should be set to low. This should also be set to off, VSync as well. Anti-aliasing should be set to none, and anisotropic filtering could be on 8. Improved clarity should also be set to off, but feel free to play around with it if you prefer the clarity. Set it to on. Sharpening off, bloom off, and distortion off, and cast shadows should also be set to off. And this is pretty much it. Let's enable stats real quick so you can see. I'm gonna enable client FPS, we're gonna close this, and I'm gonna hop in a practice game real quick. Now that we're in the range, you can already see I'm averaging around 850 to 950 FPS. This also varies a lot if I'm running around. I'm gonna keep it completely transparent with you in this video. Of course it drops if I'm moving, but I'm also recording right now, so I will never have any issues with this. Actually, before doing these optimizations at around 500 to 600 FPS without recording, and after applying all these changes, tweaks, especially with Frozen tweaks and all these custom tweaks, I'm now able to average these FPS. And this is it. This is how you can boost your FPS to the next level. Make sure that you followed every single step and comment down below how much FPS you were getting before and after applying these changes. Make sure to enter the Christmas Frozen Tweaks giveaway on the Discord server. And with that being said, I wish everybody a great day, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.